Hi, my name is Tim Ryan. I'm a senior sales executive here at Sentinel Technologies. And I'm here today with Frank Christoph, who is our team lead for our technology area design practice. And we're going to have a question and answer period regarding physical security design. Frank, what current design trends are you seeing regarding physical security?
So what are some of the design trends that we're seeing that are affecting the way we design physical security today? Well, obviously that move to the cloud. It's been a trend for a long time. But as we're seeing it now, it's not so much just storing the data off-site, it's really having a third-party management of the solutions themselves. Striking a balance between physical security design, being unobtrusive, and still securing the facility in a proper way. Those are some of the things we really have to make sure that when we're designing this, people are comfortable coming into the office. Great integration with security and building systems. We're seeing things such as elevator dispatch, where I badge in, it automatically dispatches the elevator, tells me what floor I'm going to. The use of my cell phone as a credential, we're seeing a lot of that come in place. And really what's affected us over the last year and a half is COVID-19. We're seeing a lot of our clientele have had to add additional security measures on top of what they currently do today, whether that's online surveys that you have to complete before your credential actually lets you into the space, temperature scanners at the entry points, and the use of access control system to actually determine how many people are in the building so that we're making sure that we're under that code limitation as far as personnel.
Will many of the solutions implemented remain once the pandemic has subsided?
Well, many of the solutions that we implement for COVID remain in place once the pandemic has subsided. It's hard to say. I would think that once people are more comfortable coming back into the office, if we're coming back in, we're still being scanned for our temperatures, we're still being required to fill out questionnaires, people start to question whether it really is safe to come back in. I think though, like a lot of these technologies, as far as using it for muster call and determining how many people are in the office, are going to translate more for HR to determine what's the best use of real estate, what are the occupancies of the spaces so that we can do some hoteling, other things. So it really goes beyond just simply in and out of the building. I also think that when we do the questionnaires, that can be used for other things, for dual authentication, other means of entering the building. So it may still be around. But I think, again, we need to make sure that we want to make sure our people are safe physically coming into the space, but not feel insecure that maybe there's still some pandemic lingering out there that they're being scanned for.
Going forward, what trends will impact security?
Going forward, what trends will impact security? That's a great question. So what we're seeing a lot of, and it's been going on for a while, is really that whole integration with IT. Not only is the fact that the IT departments are managing that physical security, but what does that physical security do to their network? As we're seeing more and more cameras being used, video surveillance of a higher quality, there's a lot of bandwidth that's going across the network. How does it impact their switching infrastructure? What needs to be changed? How they segment that traffic? So it really makes a difference as far as, again, we can throw cameras everywhere, but does that physical infrastructure have the ability to support it? And again, really, who does manage the system? The days of the separate security department running it are really starting to fade away. In smaller organizations, the IT department really has the burden of maintaining not only physical security, but it dovetails into the overall physical or IT security that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And again, physical security is a vital piece of the overall security picture of an organization. We're going to encompassing things such as regulatory compliance, overall personnel, HR personnel issues they have to take care of, and any other regulatory compliance issues that are come up for specific industries, whether it's finance, healthcare, education. It really needs to be looked into and be part of that whole organization picture.
How can Sentinel help with these needs?
How can Sentinel help with these needs? Well, obviously through our technology area design group, we design the actual physical infrastructure, the camera placements, card reader placements, physical drawings, specifications, help you with that bid process and have the project built out. From the overall security process, it's encompassing IT security. We can bring in our business advisory group and our Fortis offering. They can sit down with you from an organizational standpoint, not just to figure out what is needed from a card reader standpoint or a firewall standpoint, but how that plays into an overall envelope of security around the organization and the overall business processes that are behind that, and how it impacts your business to give you a more formal and stronger physical and information security footprint. Well, thank you very much for your time, and if you have any questions or concerns or you want to contact us further, feel free to contact myself.
Or myself, we welcome the opportunity to sit down with you to have a detailed meeting to discuss your physical security needs in more detail.